I was just thinking about, how this show is going and the cost of putting yourself last. And I was looking at my notes and looking at what's going on in my life and looking at what's going on in my marriage, looking at what's going on in the business, looking at what's going on in the world. And my gosh, to put yourself first nowadays is a pretty tough thing to do. I mean, you get into the place of I don't have time, or I shouldn't, or there's so many things that are much more important that I should be dealing with that I'm not dealing with. So it's all about, it's not about a big thing to do. One of the first things I do for me when I get up in the morning, because I'm 64 and all creaky, is I go first thing in the morning. I get up out of bed, go to the bathroom, go get my hot tub. And I sit in my hot tub for 15 minutes and just look at the birds and watch the hummingbirds and look at the forest and look around and stuff. And I kind of get grounded in why I'm on the planet. What am I doing here? So I do that for me. I also work out 3 days a week. And I work out during the day. I go from 11:30 to 12:30 in my home gym, have a coach come in. And I do that because I'm worth it. I do that because it's time for me to take me on and do what I got to do.
Hold on 1 second.
So you got to kind of just balance it all out, okay? Yeah, hi, this is Clay. What can I do for you?
Yeah, this is Frank, and just hearing what you're talking about, and I find myself, I love my wife a lot, and I want to spend time with her, but I got all these other things that I want to do too, and
yeah.
I feel guilty if I'm not doing the things that I want to do, but I'm even more guilty if I'm not spending time with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. What do I do?
Well, it's called a balancing act. There are some things, if you take a look, do you have a list of things that you quite frankly have to do? I mean, have you written them down, or is it just a habit that you get up and do every day?
It's just a habit.
Yeah. So if we changed how you think and how you operate, and you included time with your wife during the day, what do you think about that? Does your wife work?
She does, yeah.
Okay, so there are times that you two are apart, and you're working and she's working. And what about sending flowers, just a phone call? Or how about this? Figure out what she has to do that day and go do something that she was going to go do. When she goes there to get it done and it's already done, it's like a big hug.
I see. Okay.
It's called being creative.
Yeah.
Instead of being on automatic. Can you hear that?
I can hear it, yes,
and
absolutely.
the other thing to do is tonight when she comes home, do you guys have dinner together at night?
Most of the time,
Good,
yes.
yeah. So tonight when you come home, you say, honey, I'd like to talk to you about something. And she'll go, okay. She says, I want to spend more time with you, and I want to have quality time when we are together. So what can we work out to where we could touch bases with each other during the day and then make sure at the end of the day we always have quality time together? So it becomes, instead of an I thing, it becomes a we thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Get it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it.
Good. Well, thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Clay.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Wow, that was a great call. I thought it was a bill collector. Like maybe I owed money somewhere. Do you hear that? Guido voice. Whoa. Okay, now it's all it's all about understanding. Look, if I am the only person that has to say in how my life turns out, what do you think? Then I better start having a say, and that's really the key here. Right? And if it's all about taking care of me first, and I didn't say run away from home. I didn't say quit your job. I didn't say quit paying your bills. I didn't say stop taking the kids to school. These are minor 10% shifts in your life where you get value. Okay? You understand? What if you got up just 10 minutes earlier and before the kids got up or your husband gets up or your wife gets up or whatever, and you make the coffee and you have a cup of coffee and you sit out on the deck and just enjoy a cup of coffee on the deck? I mean, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to have an airline ticket. You don't have to, spend any money. It's all about quality time for yourself, How about this? How about, on a Friday night, you take your wife out and you go to dinner and go to a movie and actually go to dinner and talk and actually be with your wife in the movie. Hold hands and stuff. You know what I mean? Pretend like you're teenagers. I won't go any further. Anyway, so it's all about understanding, hey, life is all about having fun. And if you're not having any, if you aren't having fun in your life, guess whose fault that is? And if you're in a place in your life where you want to have fun but you don't know how, falls back to the same old thing. If there's something you want and you don't know how to do it, ask somebody. You want to have fun and you don't know how, ask your kids. What do you think about that? They'll look at you like, boy, you are weird. But then they'll help you. They always do. Okay? So now, I'm going to give you some tips on putting you first, okay? And if you're going to put yourself first, it usually happens in language. In other words, you say to yourself, you know, I'm not taking care of myself and I really need to do that. And it's not so much I'm not taking care of myself and I'm going to do it, but not this week. I'll do it a week from Tuesday. No, it's like, who do I have to be to start taking care of myself right now? So number one, and I want you to write this down, I have to learn to be the question instead of being the answer. Now, if you could be in the answer for everybody, guess who'd have more time? If you'd start being the question for people, you'd have more time and you'd turn more brains on and more would get done without you being there. That's the idea. Can you get that? Say yes. Everybody raise their hands if they got that. Okay. Now, so stop being the answer, start being the question. And the question goes like this. Anytime someone wants to know something from you, you say to them, well, what would you do if I wasn't here? What would you do if I wasn't here? That turns their brain on, gets them to think, and then they can move on in their life without you having to be there. See, a lot of this stuff about I don't have time for me is really need. I need to be needed. Okay? It's because you're afraid to be by yourself. And the truth is, you can be by yourself. It's a pretty cool place to be. It's not totally necessary to be there all the time, but you can be by yourself. It's called quality time with yourself, you know, like jacuzzi time at 5:30 in the morning. Way cool. All right? So learn how to become the question instead of the answer. When people come to you and ask, all right, say, hey, what would you do if I wasn't here? And sometimes people, in order to work out their own problems, have to speak out loud about what's going on. And from there, once they speak out loud, from there, light bulbs go on and they start resolving their own issues. So the only destiny you have control of is your own, not someone else's. So, you know, one of the great gifts you're going to give others by you taking care of you is showing them how they need to take care of themselves, all right? So the second point is give up feeling responsible for the happiness of others. You know, you can't grow up another. You can only grow up yourself. You can't change another. You can only change yourself. You can be outrageous and have a great life and do it in a visible way so others can see that you have it. And, gee, maybe they might like to have it also so they can watch you. You know, you can do it that way. But there's no book out, and there's no really book you can read that says, okay, this is how you be happy. The truth is there's 40,000 books, but you can read them all, and by the time you get them all read, your life's over and you missed it. So it's all about getting straight about you are the only person that has a say in how your life turns out. So give up feeling responsible for the happiness of others. You don't have to be there for them. Be there for you. Or quite frankly, for you, you don't even have to be there. Just go do what you got to do, all right? Now, number 3, here's a biggie. I know you're going to think this is against the law, but give up worry. Everybody thinks that, gee, when Christmas, life has to be hard. I'd like to see the book, or I'd like to see part of the Bible, or I'd like to see where it's etched in stone, where it says life has to be hard, and you're supposed to worry about it all the time. What has worry ever gotten you? Think about it. What has worry ever gotten you? Actions get you things. Stopping gets you things. But worry about taking action or worry about stopping doesn't get you anywhere. You just get to arm wrestle with your own mind. And your mind is designed to keep you safe, and safe lives in what you've already done before. So move it forward into a way of thinking that you haven't done. Your mind's going to try and stop you. So life is all about understanding that what's next for you to have the life you want, and for you to put you first, you're going to have to step in a way of thinking that you haven't done before, and your own mind's going to tell you you're going to eat worms, roll over, and die, and have your mom be mad at you. So you might just go do it anyway. So now, when we get back up this next break, we're going to talk about how you can get in touch with you and who you are and who you're not and the value of doing that. So you're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour on KZSB AM 1290. Give me a call. Let's talk. Get on back here.